welcome back to the podcast. I am super excited, Meggin, to have you here with me. This is Meggin Rutherford, and Meggin and I have been really on the struggle bus trying to get this thing booked. So I'm super glad. I think we've had to reschedule a bunch of times between us. So thank you for your patience, and thanks for joining me today.
I am so glad to be here with you, Krista.
So Meggin and I have known each other a while. Meggin is a Colorado attorney, and I do just need to brag on you because I think I did a CLE, continuing legal education, at some point where I was wandering around on a phone call in the hallway and I saw your name on the wall that you were like some superstar award. What award did you get? Like best young lawyer or something a while back?
Yeah, so in 2021, I was recognized by the Colorado Bar Association as the Young Attorney of the Year award. And that was actually before even I knew about all my neurodivergent stuff. That was because I have a real deep commitment to helping families find out of court solutions. And I'm very involved in the collaborative divorce movement and encouraging and training for collaborative divorce. And helping with legislation for collaborative divorce. So it was in recognition of that work for helping keep families out of court. And then since then, my scope of my practice has really, continued to focus in collaborative, and also how are ways that we can keep non-traditional and exceptional families out of court with special needs. So with neurodiverse or medically complex families, how can we use those skills to also help them find real solutions because our court system doesn't always help in the best way with that. I
Yeah.
was really struggling with all the things from my kids, with all, just my life had gotten so complex, everything had gotten so big and overwhelming that I went in and got a diagnosis myself. And it was, she did a full neuropsych eval. So it was, autism was part of it, the autism and ADHD. Um, but also a lot of other things that really helped me understand myself better and understand, where I was coming from. And her guidance was so valuable for me and my kids on what to do. And so then about a year or two later, my son also went to the same doctor and he got diagnosed when we started seeing some things beyond just ADHD and anxiety for him as well. Um, so yeah, so that's how I came to it. And I something that I feel very blessed with is that I have the ability to understand, to be interoceptive, right? To be have this perspective of myself as an autistic, neurodiverse person, ADHD person, as well as parenting two of them and helping raise like these two little souls, right? Through this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that I have, being a lawyer, I have the language and I am an articulate person who loves presenting and teaching. I love teaching. It is very typical, not typical with all autistic people, but is not unheard of is put me with only like 1 to 3 people. And oh, I am just, if I don't know them, I'm just like, I don't do great. Put me in front of an audience of 500 people. I'm like, let's go. This is great. I'll talk about autism all day long. So, right, that social skills, the interpersonal thing is just really stressful for me, but a ton of people, I love to do it. So this gave me a real passion of, wow, once I really worked through and we had some really big crises. We were in about 18 months of crisis with my daughter of trying to navigate and find what she needed as accommodations. And once we got to the point though, where we were okay, our family,
Yeah.
my daughter and my kids were both okay. We were doing okay. I really realized that it seems to me even to be a calling, like part of why I am here is that I have this wonderful gift of both having this brain and also then having the words and the ability to
Yeah.
teach, speak, and do for it. So I use this to teach other people, to teach, because I'm a lawyer, right? The legal world, but just people in general about neurodiversity, but also really to speak up for the families and the kids who can't speak up for themselves, who don't have these words, who haven't been through all of the stuff that I've been through, to help them find resources, to help give the kids words and the parents understanding. It's really become a passion of mine and where I'm really feeling like this is what I'm here for, is to help to give words to those who otherwise can't speak for themselves.
So the stimming,
Yeah.
what is it actually doing? It's allowing for more focus or
Yes.
just for more wiring to happen?
Yes.
Okay.
So, as part of the processing, an example, and this I can understand how this could be hard to comprehend, but autistic brains are, like I said earlier, are manually processing everything. Whereas most and ADHD brains do this to an extent as well. most neurotypical people have automatic pathways that their brain builds. And actually, this is part of the theory of autism and I love brain science. It's one of my autistic special interests as well as autism. One of the brain science shows us that babies between 1 and 2, right? They have just insane amounts of neural connections between their brain cells. A lot of what happens during childhood is the brain pares away the connections that are not being used. So those connections die because they're not
Mhm.
helpful to the brain. One of the biologic theories at the moment of autism is that our brains do not pair out those unnecessary connections
Okay.
and don't create those automatic pathways. You wear clothes every day, you've got your hair down, you don't even think about it, right? You're wearing your clothes, your hair's down. Your brain doesn't even process that there are things on your skin and there are things on your neck, right? Your hair on your
Mhm.
neck. Whereas I literally at all times, I can feel every article of clothing on my body at all times. I am mentally aware of it. I am mentally aware. I almost never have my hair down. It's a special day today, so I
Oh,
do. But I literally, every time I turn my head, my brain consciously recognizes the stimulation of my hair on my neck. Imagine living like that.
right.
It's the same with sounds. Every single sound that comes in, my brain doesn't filter and say, oh, that's not an unimportant sound. I am consciously aware of every single stimulation happening to me at all times.
Do you think that there's I'm sure the answer to this is yes, but do you think there's just a real dearth of training or understanding for both family law attorneys and child advocates and judges in this area? So we just don't pay enough attention to it, right? And probably for
Right.
parents too.
Oh, absolutely. And I think with the best of intentions, I'm so glad to say I've probably over the past 3 year, two, no, it was 2023, summer of 2023 when I started giving these presentations and started living out as an autistic person and doing all this. So in the past year and almost 2 years, I have, or a little over 2 years, I have probably taught over 1,000 people just in the legal community, in the
Mm,
Colorado legal community about
mm,
this. And so I have started seeing that trickle effect. Like I have people reach out to me and like, oh, and I learned this from your presentation, but can you help me? Right. Yay. I am so excited about that. So people really want to and are trying. But I will also add, even if when it comes down to making that actual, like as a CLR for you, right? Making that actual recommendation of, you know what? I like dad. I struggle with this as a PCDM. I like this parent
mm.
as a person. I think they're a wonderful parent and they love their kid, but also it's actually better for the kid to have more stability and be with one parent more. For me, that's hard because I don't want to tell that parent that, right? Like,
Right.
even though I know it's what's better for the kid, I don't want to be the one that that makes that parent feel like, "Oh god, I'm a horrible parent," because
Mm.
they're not. It's about the kid. And so even I, who live this and teach this and preach this, I struggle to try and help parents understand and to advise like, "No, really, you shouldn't have 50-50, and it's not because of you, right? It's for your kid." And having them understand that. It's really difficult even with the best intentions in the world.
If parents are both, I mean, I don't even know how you do this. I mean, it sounds to me, I think you should write a book like about what
Yeah.
neurodivergence teaches us about general co-parenting, right?
Mhm,
Like for everybody. I mean,
mhm.
we were talking about how I was recording another podcast I was doing about parenting plans. And most of the things you're talking about, how do we do a parenting plan that's best for children? It's like synergy, clarity, scaffolding, basically, right? I mean, so
Yep.
it's like it's
We're
interesting to
scaffolding
me.
the parents when we draft our parenting plans. That
Yeah,
is
I mean,
absolutely
like
true. Yep.
what you're saying is good for all kids, right? So that's just an aside, right? But maybe there's something special about what we can learn from neurodivergent children that applies to general co-parenting. But is there a way, given the differences, I kind of cut you off at the end there where you were saying sometimes 50-50 might be okay if you do fewer transitions. Let's say you have two parents who are both involved in the evaluation, involved in the diagnosis, involved in the treatment, supportive, engaged in school, I think would be another important piece
Yes.
so that you're really like not just checked out or not in denial, right?
Yep.
If you have that, how much synergy would parents need to have, you think, in the way they handle patterns or regularity for the children? Like how much needs to be the same if the kids are going to do a 50-50 with children who are, I know that's a vast, there's no one size
Right.
fits all, but, do we have to have similar places the kids do homework and similar outlets and similar time that they do different things? Like how much of that, it's like you can't really parallel parent,
No,
right?
no,
At all.
no.
So to be in a 50-50 with children who are neurodivergent, you really would need extremely synergistic
Yes.
approaches. So it takes special co-parenting.
Yeah, and I would say it depends on your neurodiversity. You've got a lot more flexibility with just ADHD. Those kids, they need a lot of scaffolding. So if you have parents who, even if they're, separated more and they're closer to a parallel, right? As long as both of them are providing what the kid needs and scaffolding them and providing help with their homework and teaching those executive functioning skills, right?